I have been a Bears supporter or Poles supporter since he got hired. I've trusted the process. I've realized that like our old GMs have done the same thing over and over again. They've just spent money when they didn't need to spend money. They're trying to get names in there. They are desperate GMs. And Poles came in. He said, "This is a plan. This is what I'm going to stick to." He's been very rigid in his system, and I think it has rewarded him. Now, a lot of people are going to say, "Well, you're talked about not paying non-premium positions, and then you go out in free agency, and the first two big deals you do are, I wouldn't consider TJ Edwards a big deal. I think he actually got him on a discount, but are signing those linebacker positions. Okay, but you also have to understand your head coach, who's the defensive head coach, has a system that he knows works. He wants to go get his guys, and also you're getting Edwards and Edmonds for $24 million. Compared to about $20 million with Roquan, and you got draft picks out of it. Plus, Roquan didn't even want to be here. The way he outed the organization, I think the Bears. I will say I will maybe I won't go crazy and give him an A. I'll give him a B plus, like not enough for an A minus. I actually really do like the Nate Davis signing. I like Donta Foreman.
Tunyon too.
I like Tunyon.
I think signing.
Everything that Poles has done has stuck to what he said, and I'm more willing to believe in a GM who sticks to exactly what they say compared to someone who wavers. Because I don't think, like I said, like when people say like, "Oh, you gave him to a non-premium position," you have the money. You have to spend it. Like, and my thing is, he's paying the best players available. He's not paying like guys who are above average at their position, like great money, which is I'm completely fine with. So yeah, I would give him like a B plus, just because I would like to see them shore up the line a little bit more. And then also, I think you got to get another cornerback in there. Jalen Johnson, Kyler Gordon. Who's their third? Vildor right now?
Still Vildor.
Yeah, I think
I would have liked for them to sign like a legitimate corner.
Yeah.
Or trade for one.
I still think there's cap casualty stuff that can come.
Yeah. I just think if Kyler could transition to be a slot corner, I think their defense would take a huge step forward. And if I'm not mistaken, the Bears play a lot of nickel too. So like, I think that would have been a huge move for them.
Well, yeah, and when you bring in Jack Sanborn as like your third linebacker, like TJ Edwards is undrafted and they played together at Wisconsin. Why can't Sanborn have that growth like a TJ Edwards, especially because he's playing under these two great linebackers? He's just going to learn more.
Yeah.
No, I was going to say, like, to your point about the non-premium positions, for a lot of teams, that would be a huge thing, but like where you don't spend that. But like for the Bears, we look at their defense last year in that Allen Williams system. What was killing the defense? Linebacker play. What did they do? They went 2+ starters at the position. You need to do it. Tremaine Edmonds is going to play great in that 4-3. And one thing I was thinking, though, this is the only thing I think that the Bears really whiffed on this offseason.
D-line?
Not even that. Bears fan, because you guys probably won't agree with this, but it's just I'm going to explain how I feel this way too. I think not getting Jalen Ramsey for what they were selling him for at this point in his career, you could have got an alpha DB, alpha personality, which I feel like, does the Bears have that on defense?
Yeah.
It's like, I guess, it's like Tremaine maybe, or it's like they would have gotten that, like real and play in the cold weather. I feel like Jalen Ramsey would have fit here really well. Like
he would have been perfect for the Bears. I'm not kidding.
It would give him some motivation.
I was preaching that so hard in like all my group chats with friends and stuff. I was like, go get Jalen Ramsey. Why not? And I would just send pictures of him and say, "You're a Bear."
Yep. No, like chip on his shoulder type thing where he.
The only thing though,
it goes against Pole's philosophy of like giving up draft capital.
Yeah, and I also
that makes sense.
He might start to do that later, but right off the rip, he's not going to.
No, not in the first 2 years of the not 2-3 years of the rebuild.
Let me tell you this. This is just my thing. Is if I told you last year that at the end of the next season you guys could trade a 3rd round pick
right away
and your second string tight end for Jalen Ramsey, you'd be like literally. That's right away. I'll give you. That'd be like you telling me right now. The Bears or the Saints could have Tre'Davious White for your 3rd round pick next year. I'd be literally take it. Like even if Tre'Davious White had a down year, take it.
Well, there's also,
you know what I mean? It's like,
I was just gonna say, there's a lot of, and you'd like to think that the NFL GMs have a good understanding of the market for players, but it's just like there's so many trades that happen, and you're just like, Why could we have not have done
It makes
that?
you think like, why is my GM not pick the phone up more?
Amari Cooper for a 5th? Why could we have not have done that? You know what I mean? I'm not saying Bears specifically, like teams in general. I feel like fans are almost shocked at what some of these players are going for.
Yeah.
And I understand the cap stuff. Like you take on a certain percentage of the contract, it's a higher or lower draft pick, etc. But like, I don't know.
Another thing about Poles though is you look at all the free agent signings. I don't think anyone's been over the age of 27.
Yeah. No,
like every player they've signed has fit his profile exactly what he said. He has not budged. And that's why I will ride with whatever he's doing right now, because he's proven that he's sticking to a very rigid system. And if you don't fit the system, he's not going to take a chance on you.
Yeah.
No, don't get me wrong. I get it. But it's just like, I've always said this. My thing is, especially on defense, when you get a really good unit together, you need at least one really stout veteran that keeps everybody in line.
I think Eddie Jackson can be that guy though.
Yeah, honestly, no, you're right.
I have to agree with Dobbs on this though too, because if I'm not mistaken, the 2018 Bears were in the same boat where there was like all of our players are under the age of 27, and it's like you need a good balance,
almost like a Super Bowl champion veteran. And that's exactly what Jalen. That's what I mean. When in the playoff games, you got him like, we're fine. I've been here. But we're good.
That's where I'll disagree though, because when you're talking about like a 2018 team, like they were competing for like a deep playoff run, a Super Bowl, possibly. We're not competing for that this year.
Yeah.
So the way I'm looking at it is like
so weak.
But I don't want. But I don't even want to do that this year. Like I would be okay with losing first round playoffs. Like I want to make the playoffs, but at the same time, I know we're not supposed to be competing, and you can grow together as a team, because if you look at some of the longer term pieces they have, they're on the books for next 2-3 years. You know?
Yeah. And just real quick too, like I've been preaching that a ton, and I think Poles is in it for the long haul. He's not interested in creating like flipping it and turning it around really quickly. Like he genuinely wants to build a good roster and a good team for the next like 5 to 10 years. And that's like where his interest is. So I understand it completely. It's just like, yeah, I don't know.
Just wish he'd be a little more aggressive with the vets.
It's just like some things, yeah, because like you need to show the young players how to play too. You know what I mean?
No, yeah.
Also,
that's why I think you get an older coach though, like a Eberflus.
Yeah,
that's true. Oh, he definitely is perfect for the young guys. So, all right, so the Bears getting a B+?
B+.
B+.